how many people here know about Cottonwood Technology Funds? That's great. So for those of you that don't know, we're the #1 performing early stage venture capital fund in the US. I mention that for two reasons. One, whenever you're pitching, punch your audience in the nose, let them know who you are, especially if they're VCs, okay? Two, it's a measure of how successful our companies are. Because the only way we succeed is if our companies succeed. One of the reasons I love Capital on Stage is the VCs here understand something that a lot of VCs forget, in that we're in the services business. We only succeed when you guys succeed. So our focus is making sure you have all the resources and everything that you need to move through the entire stages. Much like Cherry, we invest from the very beginning to the very end. We've done deals, two people with a pitch deck said, I think we can do this, it's never been done. People have tried to do it for 20 years, we need 2 million. Normally that's not a VC deal. But for us, we're not risk averse. It's all about risk reward. If you can convince us that you have the potential to be a global enterprise, to affect the global marketplace, then we're interested. Impossible is a lie, okay? If anybody tells you things are impossible, that's a lie. If you tell us you're doing something impossible, then that really gets our attention. So we're a competency-based fund. So what that means is we're looking for the best ideas. We invest across every industry, every technology. If the first thought in your mind should be, well, how can they do that? They're not that smart. I mean, no one is that smart. So what we do is we leverage our corporate partners. We have arguably the best corporate partner network of any of the VC funds. We have co-invested with 26 of the Global 500 in the last 4 years. We have 3 as LPs that are very active on our fund, including KPN, which is a great telecom service provider, Caterpillar, Heavy Machinery, and Thales, which has a lot of businesses, some of which we can't talk about. So, which is okay, because we've co-invested with InQtel as well. That's the investment arm for the CIA. But they're really interested in technology. So, yeah, one of the main things that we focus on also is, again, taking these ideas, being able to leverage them into the global infrastructure, whether it's inserting these companies into a supply chain or actually taking them from the top down from a distribution standpoint. So of the people in the crowd here, who's looking for around $500,000 for investment? Okay, who's looking for about $1 million? 2, 5, 10, 40. So if you want to be an average success, you should be thinking around 40 million. The average company exits after raising 42 million for an average price of 245 million. So at the very minimum, you guys should be wrapping your head around, how can I spend 40 million? What partners do I have in place to raise that capital? And who's going to help me, not only build the strategic framework for that, but all the infrastructure that's going to allow you to manage those type of assets and to engage and affect the market on a global scale. And that's our focus as well. We're looking for companies that have that type of vision, and a lot of them actually don't start with that kind of vision. A lot of them tend to be constrained with their innovation and focused on that. But it's amazing how once you kind of open the door, give them access to those kind of resources, give them access to what they can do, sit them across the table from all these global 500 companies with the ability to walk away from the table. So in a negotiation terms, just so you know, the #1 most important thing for you to be successful is to have the ability to get up and walk out of the room. If you can't do that, then they're negotiating from power, not you. So we enable our companies to sit there and do that, to keep these corporates at arm's length in terms of making sure that the value being created is focused on the business and not on the large corporates. But on the other hand, enabling them to work together to be beneficial for each other. And I was waiting for the bell, so thank you.